outside zone. Just wavers out, puts a wheel on the rear quarter and across the line goes Blush and Solomon. Quick check back of the replay, look at it, slightly, there we are, good to go. Green light means go, Blush to lead, Solomon to give chase. Battle of the Chevrolet V8 BMWs right now, and look at this, Kristaps Blush on a very nice lead line, but look at Nickolas Solomon, door! Onto the door goes Nickolas Solomon, and he said to me, I'm going to leave nothing behind in this one. There's not many opportunities you get to battle that sort of car, that sort of driver in your home country. Nickolas Solomon now, a resident out here in the Middle East, and he says, I'm going to take every opportunity to battle as hard as I can right now with Kristaps Blush, but Blush pulling away nice and deep into the outside, screaming through the gears. Nice initiation, but look at this, Kristaps Blush straight up onto the side of that BMW E30, but shallow angle from Blush. Oh, as Solomon goes wide, drops wheels over the edge of the track, and a nice transition. Blush almost making contact. You can see the wheel to wheel from Kristaps Blush right now. Solomon gets himself into that D-cell zone. Kristaps Blush sacrificing a little bit of ground there to try and stay with Nickolas Solomon. A scrappy chase from the Latvian right now. As Solomon gets himself deep into the outside zone. Just wavers out, puts a wheel on the rear quarter and across the final four finish. He's been so close to a podium. Nickolas Bertans, well, he knows what that success tastes like, but look at Bertans on the inside of the track, wavering, wobbling all around, trying to find the side of that Pro Drift Academy Group D.IE S14 as they come through and down into outside zone 2. Bertans with him, Bertans all over the side now, starts to ride the foot brake, gets himself back into the zone as Nickolas Bertans is waiting to time that transition, and perfectly he transitions onto the side of that S14 of Alan Hynes. Hynes up onto the wall, through that front clipping point. Bertans not going anywhere though, as he now reasserts himself back onto the side of Alan Hynes' S14 and across the line they go. Incredible stuff. Oh, and he's side by side with Nickolas Bertans on initiation, but the pace difference is incredible as Bertans puts that car on angle, starts to drive away from Alan Hynes. They come through the centre of the circuit and transition. Look at Alan Hynes, he makes a big dive up to the side, he starts to trade paint with the side of Nickolas Bertans' car. There is no getting away from Nickolas Bertans right now, and an early transition from Alan Hynes. How did he even pull that off? How did Alan Hynes pull that transition off? That was insane from Alan Hynes. One more transition left to go. He leaves a little bit in it one as he looks to find the side of Bertans' car, and he gets onto the back bumper and across the line. Wow. These two guys battled it out in Formula Drift. Can they do it again here in Oman? Well, here we go. Deane, nice initiation. Up onto the wall goes Deane, back bumper, scraping all the way along as he gets completely and utterly deep inside the outer zone. But Kristaps Blush not messing around. Whoa! And Kristaps Blush completely overcompensates. Almost puts himself into a spin, gets back into the battle though, as Kristaps Blush now finds the side of that Falcon tyre workhouse S14. Oh, and Blush makes a big mistake once again. And Kristaps Blush crumbling under the pressure of trying to perform against James Deane, as Deane puts... And Deane would have been on the radio to the spotter, and the spotter saying, you know what, you can push hard, you can push 110% if you need to, but you don't need to right now. But we know James Deane is not going to go down without a fight. You can see Kristaps Blush way off that qualifying line as he comes through that first outer zone now, gets himself back into the groove, nice and deep. But wheels dropped on the inside of the track there. He transitions a little bit too early. Makes it work though as he looks for that outer zone up onto the wall. Deane gives him some room. And now starts to rein him in as they come through that front clipping point. James Deane applies the pressure, starts to get up to the side of Kristaps Blush. They come across the line. Textbook stuff from James Deane as always. Ready to rock and roll. Green light, no messing around. Here we go. This is the spot in the final. Who's going to take it? Deane to lead. Once again, Deane puts the back end of that Falcon tyre S14 up onto the wall. Nice lead from Deane. Tariq Shaihani not messing around, finds the side of the S14 of James Deane, almost overtakes him. He needs to be careful he doesn't get himself caught up on the inside of that transition, but he does make it work. As now Tariq finds the opposite side of the car once again. Nicely timed transition from Tariq Shaihani. Shaihani bringing the fight right now to the machine as Deane puts foot to floor, tries to drive away, tries to put some ground between him and Shaihani as they get into the final outside zone. Shaihani lost a little bit of ground, but champion. As James Deane straight onto the back bumper of Tariq's S13. Tariq starts to dial on the angle, but has to shallow it up to get into the outside zone. And here goes Deane onto the door, goes James Deane. And James Deane all over the side of Tariq's car. Perfect transition from both guys as now Deane starts to apply the pressure, and even closer than Tariq. As Deane says, hey, this is my game, this is my show. I'm here to take the trophy home this weekend. And Tariq puts a foot down, tries to put some distance between him and Deane. Deane not having none of it at the moment. They transition into the final outer zone. A little bit of ground loss. Can Deane make it up? He certainly can as they go door to door across the line. And having lots of fun. Styling right now as they come screaming through the gears and past the cottage tower. Oh, on the boot lid and the bumper. Pop up in the air as Alan Hynes has no regard to the back end of that S14 as he sticks it to the wall, but Sebastian Fontijn is going to have no regard for the doors on that car as he almost makes big contact. That transition from Sebastian Fontijn was incredible as Fontijn gets nice and close and personal with the side of Alan Hynes' car, and once again makes an incredible transition. Sebastian Fontijn wants this one done. He wants to get in the final to battle James Deane for the championship right now. As Fontijn once again gets nice and close, but he washes way up on the front wheel and across the line. Being the chase driver. As Fontijn overtakes him, Alan Hynes initiates, and you can now see Alan Hynes trying to dive up onto the side of Sebastian Fontijn as they come through that first outer zone. Look at Alan Hynes straight up onto the door, like a mirror image of what he done with Nickolas Bertans. Oh, as he nudges the side of Sebastian Fontijn's E36. Oh, and almost contact. Oh, and it was contact as the bumper goes flying. Alan Hynes removes the rear bumper of Sebastian Fontijn's car. They come through that front clipping point, and Hynes makes one more dive up onto the side. He needs to get a little bit closer, and now he makes the same mistake. Oh, and contact wheel to wheel across the line. Wow. Alan Hynes is like a man possessed this weekend. There we go, both drivers ready to go. Thumbs up, light goes green. Deane to lead, Sebastian Fontijn to give chase. And time to slog it out right now. Deane, perfect initiation, but look at Sebastian Fontijn right there, wheel to wheel in that first outside zone. Fontijn even having to brake to avoid contact right now. Sebastian Fontijn up and down the clutch, trying to get that car working. Onto the back end he goes, and look at Deane, absolutely clinical on that line, but Sebastian Fontijn not giving Deane any opportunity to try and pull away as they transition through the hairpin. Deane on that perfect line. Sebastian Fontijn all over the side of him. One more transition as Sebastian Fontijn takes it too wide, almost makes a big mistake. Now pushes up on the side, onto the door he goes and across the line. Deane now to chase down Fontijn. Could this be the final run for the 2020 championship? Who knows? They're off the line and ready to go though, and a little bit of separation as Fontijn fires in. Deane now starts to rein him in, thinks about what he's doing, and you can see Deane almost rubbing the front wheel of Sebastian Fontijn's front wheel as he comes right up onto the door. Wow, James Deane, incredible transition as he tucks the front end underneath the back of that BMW. Onto the door goes Deane as he leans on the side of Sebastian Fontijn's car. Once again, Deane makes almost contact with the back of that BMW. They come into the outer zone. Deane still with him. And can Deane pull this one off perfectly? Of course he can. He's right with Sebastian Fontijn as he goes up onto the door and leans on the side.
Alan Hynes المركز الثالث سباستيان فونتين المركز الثاني سباستيان فونتين and the winner of round 3 the machine James Deane.